Hello everyone, my name is Jessica Coggins and my presentation will be covering time and motion studies. Time and motion studies are a work-oriented method of job analysis which focuses on the most effective and efficient way to perform a task. Like other work-oriented methods, a job analyst is interested in how equipment, tasks, and tools contribute to achieving goals set by an organization. Time and motion studies have roots in industrial engineering, but are also useful to human resource specialists, engineering psychologists, and industrial psychologists. Pioneers in the field include Frank and Lillian Gilbreth, as well as Frederick Taylor. Time and motion studies produce numerous types of job data. The job analyst will want to pay attention to context of the job, such as the physical conditions of the work environment and whether shift times and duration affect productivity. The analyst will focus on the techniques that lead to development of products, elemental motions that make up a task, and information on work activities gained through observation and predetermined standards. Machines, tools, equipment, work aids, and checklists are used extensively in time and motion studies in order to improve job performance. The analyst will use work performance indicators in determining a standard time and sequence of steps involved in task completion. Changing tasks and adding new equipment will lead to the analyst considering how this will affect job analysis in the future. Time and motion studies are valuable in job redesign, training, performance appraisal, to improve health and safety on the job, in writing a job description, and showing compliance with the EEOC. Time and motion studies are the most useful in task-oriented jobs that are characterized by repetition and a reliance on equipment. Time and motion studies are used in a variety of fields such as construction, manufacturing, healthcare, as well as the service industry. Time studies measure the time it takes to complete a task or a set of tasks with the goal of improving efficiency. After the analyst identifies the purpose of the study, they will create a chart of all activities and potential constraints that hinder efficiency. The analyst will observe the workers or use predetermined industry standards in their analysis when crafting a standard time, which is representative of the time it takes for an average worker to complete a task. Like time studies, motion studies focus on improving efficiency, but they differ in that motion studies are concerned with the sequence of events and methods associated with task completion. The job analyst will collect information on the current method through observation and then use a combination of flowcharts and graphs to construct an improved method which leads to an increase in production quantity, uses less time, and contains the least number of steps. I came across an article published on Standard Textile that discusses how a time and motion study can be applied to housekeeping. The goal of a housekeeping time and motion study is to reduce the time housekeeping staff spends turning a hotel room, identifying the tasks that take up the most time, and identifying physical movements that produce the most strain and injury on the worker. In this article, the time aspect of the study consisted of reducing time the housekeeper spent on cleaning a room. In this scenario, making the bed took up 23% of a housekeeper's time. This article suggests triple sheeting, the act of placing a bottom sheet and a cover sheet to sandwich the duvet, as an alternative to replacing a duvet. This example notes that shedding just 1 minute from flipping a room saves 15 minutes a day, 75 minutes a week, 325 minutes a month, and 8 days in a year for a housekeeper who works 5 days a week and cleans 15 rooms per day. In addition to reducing time spent making the bed, I will add from experience that stripping the rooms before cleaning and having all needed amenities on a cart prior to cleaning the room will assist in saving time. In addition, the article mentions that housekeepers should revise body motions that lead to common injuries, such as injuries that affect the back and the wrist. To reduce body movements that result in strain, I would provide staff with extending feather dusters and mops that are ergonomic friendly. I would also provide vacuum cleaners with attached cleaning handles to save additional steps and extra time that's required with a broom and dustpan. Overall, the time and motion study is ideal for housekeeping because this job consists of a repetitive task. Although time and motion studies are primarily objective, they do contain a subjective component in which the job analyst decides on the ideal time standard or sequence of events for task completion. The analyst is making a judgment call when deciding what events are anticipated breaks in productivity and what constitutes as unavoidable delays. Another issue is that the job analyst must pick an appropriate data collection method and study that method using the correct level of analysis. For example, in a micro-motion analysis, the job analyst must study the sequence of elemental motions within a task. Examples of elemental motions can be a dishwasher sprays food particles off a dish using a hose, then places the dish in the dishwasher, and then presses the start cycle button, and later opens the dishwasher to allow dishes to air dry after the cleaning cycle is complete. Time and motion studies indicate there is one correct way to do a job, so this can lead to greater disagreement if the job analyst does not gain support from all their shareholders. Finally, because time and motion studies are a work-focused method of analysis, it ignores worker characteristics which influence why work has been done a certain way prior to the study. Time and motion studies have multiple advantages. Time and motion studies often lead to a reduction of expenses and a gain in profit following the job analysis by cutting out unnecessary or outdated or also unsafe tasks. The job analyst establishes uniform standards so that organizational members can be on the same page regarding the most effective way to complete a target task. Empirical studies and quantitative data are the cornerstone of time and motion studies, so this method is less likely to be susceptible to bias and greater disagreement. This method is helpful for estimating labor cost, production cost, and can also aid in the development of an incentive system. In addition, time and motion studies can result in improvements in working conditions, such as improving employees' new technology, giving them a more open workspace, removing hazardous chemicals, or adjusting the lighting in the room. And this can also be used to develop jobs that are in compliance with the EEOC and not discriminate against employees with disabilities. Some disadvantages to time and motion studies include that it can interfere with an employee's work. Disruptions can occur when a job analyst asks the employee to record the time it takes for them to complete a task. In addition, critics of the time and motion study claim that this method is simplistic and repetitive, not allowing the job analyst much room for innovation and creativity. Legal implications can also arise if the job analyst redesigns a target task in ways which can exclude disabled employees. Employees can also distort a study by working slower, for instance, so that the job analyst will not set higher standards and they will not have more pressure to perform for no incentive. Finally, employees may feel that their job security is being threatened when an analyst decides to cut back on certain tasks or implement new technology such as automated checkout lines or robotics. Despite these drawbacks, time and motion studies have contributed to engineering and industrial psychology, and they still have relevance today. This concludes my presentation on time and motion studies. I hope you enjoyed viewing this, and please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you and have a great day.